understand. All right, preparing live stream meeting. Everybody, put your hats on your heads and stuff. Make sure everything's straight.
Thinking hats.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Make sure I mute this because this is about to. There you go.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Actually, let's see if people get in first because people have to get in first. I can't just start talking. Did you tell all your friends, Mom?
That's what I was doing. I was texting some of my friends and them to tune in. So we'll just have to wait and see what happened.
Yes, we do. Because right now we have nobody watching us. But yeah, so tell her we can just start with the icebreaker.
Okay.
Where's everybody from?
I'm from Montserrat.
You say it like everybody knows that.
Jamaica in the house.
Montserrat is a small island. It's close to Antigua because a lot of people doesn't know anything about Montserrat. So when we say it's close to Antigua, then people know about Antigua or Guadeloupe. So it's like 15 minutes flight from Antigua and like an hour on the boat.
On the boat.
Like the paradise. Right, Derek?
Of course. It was.
Still is.
Still is.
Yeah, we're supposed to go. What happened?
Tell them about Jamaica.
Jamaica? So that's a small island just the same as Montserrat.
Jamaica small?
Yep.
Jamaica.
90 miles from Cuba, they said. And a little close, I think 80. Miami, close to maybe 45 minutes from Miami to Jamaica, they said.
Okay.
Okay, Haldane, where you from?
You know me, man. Big Jamaica.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it, Montserrat versus Jamaica?
Well, at least I have 3 Montserrat and you have you and Uncle Derek.
Yeah, and then there's 3 Jamaicans right there.
So we're paid off.
But I would like to welcome how many people is in here? One
Jamaican.
person watching, and it's just me watching. That's amazing. Okay, so yeah. Well, let's see. What else can I start off without interfering with these questions? What could I start off with to help everybody get to know each other? Okay. Was everybody born in their island, or was everybody born in America?
My island.
The island?
I was born in America.
I was born in beautiful Montserrat.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Gotta say it, baby. Gotta say it.
Generation American.
Oh, he's cool.
Both parents from Australia. So.
Okay. What year did you guys come down here?
87.
What did I came here? I came in 1993.
93?
Yeah.
And what did you say, Miss Valerie?
87.
87? Oh, so she got here first, Mom. What happened?
I wasn't here.
She was on her way.
I wasn't born yet.
She was on her way.
But she said she ran away.
No, I said you were on your way.
Oh, okay. But she said she ran away.
Yeah, well, sometimes I wish I was born in Montserrat so I can at least have a piece of the accent, but I sound like pure American, and that sucks sometimes.
Well,
Haldane has an accent, though, but he doesn't hear it for some reason.
No, I don't, but I cannot hear it.
But he has it sometimes, but yeah. Not even gonna lie, Uncle Derek, when I first met him, I thought he was Cape Verdean. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Why you keep saying that?
I don't know why. But when because he didn't have all that hair, but when I first heard him speak, I was just like, that doesn't sound familiar to me, but
Uh-huh.
he had to make sure he let me know he's from Jamaica. So
It was that little Jamaican American mixed in, which gives you some type of Creole.
hey, It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm
Yeah.
glad everybody y'all love your islands, right though?
Of course.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad everybody loves the islands because there's a lot of people that don't. So
No.
Where is Derek from?
I don't know. No.
Where is Derek from?
Yeah.
Oh,
You got to say where you're from.
I said I was a first generation American, born in Boston, Massachusetts. You know, and so both parents Russian. So, but you know, based on the topic for today, that doesn't mean anything when you have both parents as from different country. You pretty much from that country, and you're just living here like everybody else. Because from culturally, you're really not American, you know. So
Yeah, I don't see myself as American.
I don't want to step on this subject, but I know it's real.
Oh yeah, trust me. Every time people ask me where you're from or like where you born or whatever, so I just say I'm from Boston, but I never say I was born in America. But you know, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
to start off with the first question, you guys ready?
Mhm.
All right. Actually, no, this is a different type of question. I shouldn't ask that first.
Okay.
Okay, so when everybody was a child, right? What was the most important thing asked of you from your parents?
What was the most important thing?
Asked of you to do, like, just from your parents. What did your parents want from you as much as possible?
Oh, can I answer that? Can I answer that first?
That's why I asked him. Yeah, you could go ahead.
Can I go, Georgette?
Yeah.
Get saved. Give your life to God.
Oh gosh. Yeah, my mom used to always tell us to keep out of trouble.
Yeah.
Always tell us that, keep out of trouble.
Yes. Be respectful.
Yeah.
No cussing. Mm-mm.
What I was looking to answer for was school.
Ah,
That's the main thing they always ask of you from.
That was not the first
School is
thing.
fact.
That was yeah.
I didn't say the first. I said like one of the main things.
Well,
That-
that's the main thing she used to always say to us, keep out of trouble. Every time we leave the house, keep out of trouble. That's the main thing she used to say. After that, it could be school or whatever, but the first thing that she always tell us, keep out of trouble.
Okay.
So
that's why we never in trouble.
Well, Keith, your grandmother and your grandfather was always we were always in church. So you're always in church. You church on Sunday, church on Monday, church on Wednesday, Friday, midnight service, this, that, church. And I guess that's what would keep you. It encompasses everything that we're talking about. Is to keep you out of trouble, was to keep you into church, and you saved. But I don't know how well that worked out. But that was their first. To prioritize, that was the first thing. And that was supposed to, if you had God in your life, that will take care of everything. That would take care of your education. That would take care of everything. So that was the first thing that they were preached. They told us, make sure we repent, we ask God for whatever, and we don't backslide, which we did many times.
Yeah,
that's true.
I haven't heard that word in so long. Backslide. Wow, serious. I haven't heard that word in a long, long time.
Well, I'm young, so what does black backside mean?
What? Georgette, what?
Come on.
You didn't have no culture for this boy at all.
I almost said backside.
He's pure American.
Hey, she said she forgot about it, so
Oh God. Oof. Okay, you tell her. I need some water.
Explain it for us, Georgette, what backsliding.
You tell him because you were more into church than me, but I haven't heard that word in a long time.
Okay. Backslide is when you've given your life to God, and then what happens? You go out in the world and you do something stupid, and then when you do something stupid, you have to come back and you have to. That means you slid back from where you were. That's backslide.
Okay.
Therefore, you have to go back to the altar, ask God for forgiveness, and then move on to your journey.
Backslide.
So that's backsliding. Yeah. And I hated that word because it sounds so bad.
So bad, yep. But did you hear what he just said?
That's why I'm thinking that's why you was laughing, because you thought I said backside.
That was he said?
No, I said black, but no.
No.
But Brittany, Miss Valerie, you have any things that one of the things that you would have to do as a child in your house?
You may cry.
Well, for me, I grew up with only brothers. I don't have a sister. So while I can't be out after 6 o'clock. I have to be in the evening. Everybody else is out there playing, and I have to be in.
Oh wow.
Whatever the circumstances are.
Yep.
Well,
it's so true. That was back in the days. It's so true. It's so
yeah,
true.
Dan, you have anything to say, or Brittany?
It's not fair for the boys to be out there while I have to be in.
Oh, so what about me when I was a kid? I think my mom really just wants me to be successful and graduate, college, mostly school. Yeah.
Mr. Dunbar.
Huh?
No, I'm saying how Dan.
Yeah. I was gonna say school.
Oh, school. Yeah.
Like school.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would say for me too, the same thing. My mom always wanted to put on my head with school.
Yeah.
Just the thing is.
The thing is to do your best and do better and to be much more successful than we are. Than we were.
Yeah.
So, do the best that you can, and don't backslide.
Yes. Listen, talk about backsliding.
Keep focus on the star, because the sky is the limit. You keep focusing on the bigger things and the better things for yourself, because we are almost done with that part of life.
Right.
So it's up to you guys now to take over and do right.
Yeah. That is
Talking
true.
about backsliding, it's actually, if you want to read the definition, it's in Wikipedia.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just looked it up.
Wow.
Well,
What does he say?
What
does it say?
It says backsliding is known in falling away, described as committed is a term used by Christians to describe the process by which an individual who has converted to Christianity reverts to pre-conversion habits.
Ooh.
So you guys' definition is just less wordy. Because that was a lot of words.
Yeah. Well, there's more to it, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a foreign thing. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's in the Wikipedia, everybody knows now.
Yeah.
So I guess that's not just a West Indian thing, but yeah. So speaking off of what's the most important thing? I know Miss Valerie was talking about staying home at 6 o'clock or going home at 6 o'clock.
No, be in the house at 6. I was home, but I can't be out after 6 o'clock.
Right.
6 o'clock comes at my cutoff time, but the boys was always out.
But speaking of that, when you were a child, you don't have to say too much, you don't have to say too little. But how were you disciplined?
I'm not, I don't even want to start with that one.
Wow.
The belt,
Mm.
timeout thing. You get the belt and that's it.
I got a prop.
This man got his belt.
Wow,
Man.
that's a big belt. That's a big one.
Always handy.
Wow.
Always handy.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's for your son, Georgette.
Hey.
Well,
No, I run track.
Well, I never get lashed when I was young. Thank God for that. My mom was a strict woman, but me personally, I never get lashed. The boys used to be out, and then I seen that I was the baby. All of them used to say, Mama call you. They said, Mama call me because, I have to go home. But sometimes my mother didn't call me. Well, seeing that I was the baby, they would always say, Georgette, Mama called you, now it's time for you to go home. But thank God I never get lashed. So I don't know what lash feels like. So,
Good for you.
It's no fun.
yeah.
That's the only type of discipline. Just hit.
Well,
We don't in the islands, we don't give timeouts
no,
because we did not know anything about timeouts.
no.
Once you get that belt, or they will lash you with from what I saw, they will lash you with tamarind whips,
The switch, yeah.
the
Well,
whips and everything. Yeah, they will lash you with anything comes in their hand.
Yeah, when you get it, then you're all right. After
You
that.
won't do it again.
Okay,
You won't
so
do it again.
how do you feel about the timeouts and stuff like that, and the no, stop, don't do that? How do you feel about that when you see it around here?
Well, as the let me throw this at Chet. As the American born foreigner, you gotta have a balance. And what I did with my kids, I use the counting method. Okay. And I would say I would go to them and I'd say, you need to stop what you're doing. I would go 1, 2, and I would tell them, I said, do not let me get to 3, because 3 is what my father did. Okay. And so you don't want to know what 3 is.
Mm-hmm.
So my first child, he never got to 3. So he was like you, Georgia. He never felt any, maybe a tap on the hand, nothing too bad. But you guys, those who know my second child, he wanted to know what 3 meant.
He go all in.
And so he got 3 a couple of times and then he stopped. So, but three was, I think what you should do is not make the belt the first thing that you do, but the belt has to be there as, and I'm talking about some type of discipline has to be there as a part of it. I think that's the problem with a lot of people like myself that really got the belt probably the first thing, and we wanted to raise our kids in a different way, and we did nothing, and then our kids are just running wild, and we can't control them because they don't listen to nobody. So, there's a balance. How's that? I mean, that's a very serious subject right there in itself. You got that's a whole that's a whole segment of itself right there.
That's true, because a lot of people say that hitting your child will make them more resentful towards you and would want to retaliate, but that's not the case all the time. It's just how you do it. If you do it too much, that's abuse. If you do it too little, then they're going to take advantage of you and be like, oh, what you going to do? Type stuff. So you got to, with the balance, you got to make sure that they understand that you're serious, but you don't have to hit them. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I would say for me as a child, I just know she had a hard time trying to catch me with the belts and the other stuff, because when I tell you that I will make sure not to get hit, I would find any way. I would find any type of stair or whatever that's a high place, or I'll just be running super fast. And so she don't even chase me anymore. She just sits in the bed sometimes. So yeah, but now I don't say I would get hit as much as a lot of other kids, because I don't think I was really like a bad kid. But yeah.
It's true.
Do you want to speak on that, or do I have to continue?
Go ahead. You're doing good.
But yeah, but for the belt situation though, that she didn't just use a belt. So yeah, I knew she was really monstrous when she didn't use just a belt. She would pick up a hanger or a flip flop or whatever. But yeah. So Brittany, Haldane, what else?
Hold on.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
Hold on. You mean to tell me you put your hands on my nephew there?
Oh my gosh.
You of all people who never got hit decided to be a hitter? I don't understand that one.
Well, you see the difference.
So you're telling me that you believe that your mother's approach to you was not correct? Is that what it is?
Because the thing about it is that when I was a young child, I was a good child. So it's like, if my mom would talk to me once or twice, definitely I'm going. So she never get to that end to hit me. So that's the thing, it's like we used to listen, and I used to listen to my mom all the time. Because like I said, seeing that I was the youngest one, everything used to fall on me. So it's like, I used to always listen because I know I don't want to get lashed. So I would listen.
Oh, so your brothers got lashed.
Well, that's them.
Okay. It wasn't like your mother did not use the belt. It's the fact that you personally did not get the belt.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't recall seeing my mom ever lash my brothers or sisters, to be honest with you. I know she would use her words a lot with them, but me personally, I don't think I remember seeing her use the belt with them. Maybe she did. Maybe I'm not around, but I never see she lashed them. So but they could tell you their side.
What made you go ahead and use this flip-flop on Keith, though? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Because the difference is that the American children, it's like you have to talk to them 100 times before they listen to you. So it's like they don't take you serious. And with Keith used to like more skylarking a lot. And that used to really make me mad. So it's like, don't let me have to get the belt for you or something. And then he would run. I mean, he was fast sometimes. Sometimes I just laugh instead of just waste my time with him. But other than that, I don't really like hit him like all the time situation, because he wasn't really hit me that much. like that child that I have to always like, use the belt for him to listen.
Golden child.
Okay, so you were saying the same thing I'm saying. You've adapted. You saw what you saw. You believe that these American children needed a little something extra, but you modified what you did based on your training.
Right.
I think that's what we're supposed to be talking about, the difference between the American style and the Caribbean style that we have, and so I think it's also based on the child themselves, like you're saying, Georgette. I mean, some children, especially from parenting, some children are a piece of work, and some children will listen to you and do everything you say, and not a problem. But then again, I have to tell you that the one that I had to, put a few lashes on, actually turned out to not give me as many problems later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the one that was listening when they were little and not the actually turned out a little bit more, I would say, aggressive
Right.
later in life, where they did, so that later in life, they did a little bit more serious things, you know, and then on the top of that, then you got the loudmouth. You got the one that just blah, 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 won't stop talking, and you like keep quiet, you know, and the one that want to always ask questions. You know what I'm talking. I mean, they always, why? Just do what I say. Keep quiet. But then you got the ones that you know, would just be there in the corner, be there in the corner and be quiet, and then you don't know what they're doing, and they're doing all kinds of craziness, and you just don't know what they're doing. You thinking they're good kids. Oh yeah, my son is such a good kid, but then as soon as they move away from you, you don't know what they. Yes, you don't know what they're doing.
Did you just say my name?
Yeah, I said.
Why?
I want to know.
Don't do that.
I want to know where you stand. I don't need to take off your show, but I want to know where you stand. What kind of kid you think you were?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh man, I can't expose myself like that, man. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I would say. I mean, I'm older now, so I can just reflect on it. I would say that I was the good kid that, you know, did things and didn't get caught. That's what I used to do. That's what I used to do. But yeah, no, I was very, I want to say slick, but I was a, you know, I'll be, oh yeah. And that. So, you know, yeah. But no, in general, like generally though, I was actually a good kid. Like I wouldn't want to get hit. So probably I won't do it. But at the same time, I got this stuff I wouldn't want to do regardless. So it would be easier for her. So the little things that she would have to like hit me for. Yeah. But like not the major things like the extreme talking back or like staying out super late or getting in trouble everywhere. Yeah. That's not what she didn't have to deal with that. But she just had to deal with some type of like slick remarks or like taking multiple times to tell me to do something type stuff, like the little stuff. So yeah, I don't want to say categorize myself as a bad kid. I would just say I was slick.
Thank God. How was Britt?
Yeah. Brett, how are you?
What lip?
I was a stubborn kid. I feel like me being the only, like I have older sisters and brothers, but I was like the last kid between my parents. So that made me really like, I was spoiled. I sometimes
Speak
like,
up. Mom, speak up.
What did she say?
I didn't hear that one.
What's your mom saying?
she said I'm still spoiled, but I would have my moments where I would talk back, you know, because I don't even know. I don't even
because you think you're told to do something, and you know,
challenging
you're not
kid.
supposed to do what you're told to do.
And so I got hit a lot. Yeah. I did. Either with the belt or the hand. And they were very painful. Yeah. And it's like I never learned my lesson. It's so sad. Learned from it either. But now I'm much better.
Miss Valerie is really feeling this one.
Yes.
She couldn't wait. She could not wait.
So we need to hear from her now. That was Nikki. That was Brittany's version.
Yeah, she was lippy. Had a lot of lip. You know.
As a
sometimes
kid,
you want to swell them up. Sometimes so you sit down and look at them, and then she will come back with nothing after you say, "Do this." She never do nothing. Meaning, like she said, she's spoiled. She don't wash dishes.
I'm not spoiled anymore.
You want me to tell you something about this girl?
Okay.
Jeez, here we go.
Stop. Okay. Hey, don't put me on. We're on YouTube.
This is
her own bed until she was 13 years old.
Yes, because I loved my mom, and I just loved.
You pick her up, you put her in, you find her right back in there. So she never leaves.
I didn't want to sleep in my own bed. No, I didn't. I love to cuddle my mom. It was just
Same.
like a me and her bond, and I don't know why
You know?
she doesn't see it as that.
Yeah, I also am. I say that
One day
yeah,
I did
yeah.
say, you know what, let me just be grown.
Yeah,
And
try to be.
I moved into my own bed at 13. I didn't even know it was that long.
Oh,
I like it.
Wow.
but I remember you.
Okay.
He sneak in the bed between me and his dad, and he would
Oh
come
my
on
God.
the right end of the bed, and we wouldn't even know he's there until we wake up because he would not wake us up. He would just sneak in softly, but he was like between, you know, like a baby, like two between 2 and 5, somewhere around there. He would just sneak in and just don't even wake us up.
Like I said, I was slick.
But let me ask you a question. Was that an American thing? Do American kids do that?
Yes. Yes.
American kids do that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't know. I didn't think I don't think American kids do that. I thought more of the foreign kids would.
Maybe some, maybe not all.
No, because maybe if the island kids it's for the island children and them, to be honest with you, if the parents doesn't have more than one bed, then they will all sleep in the same bed. But you cannot come in the parents' bed. You have to stay in your own bed.
Mhm.
That's the thing about the islands. The only how you come in your parents' bed, more or less, if like everybody have to sleep in the one bed, and you have to
Right.
sleep with your parents and them. But if you have your room and your bed, you got to stay over there.
Mhm.
I
So
think honestly it's because of the air.
American, you're saying American kids more are the ones that come be spoiled or whatever
Yeah.
and slip in the bed with you and take your space and all that kind of nonsense.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey Dane, what do you think about that?
Yeah, Dane, what happened?
What happened?
Did you hear anything?
Oh, he's
Yeah, I
not saying,
did.
I did not know he was there.
Yeah, he's going all around the world right now.
No, I just got home. So
Oh.
So as a
What do you
kid,
think about that?
yeah, as a kid or now, whatever. Do you still do that?
what, be sneaky?
No, slip in the bed.
Do I still do that now? No. But as a kid, yeah. I used to always do that because I was the only child, so I hated sleeping by myself. So I used to go to my mom's bed. She used to kick me out though, but still.
I honestly don't know why I did that. I don't know why. I think it's probably because at first I was fine and I probably seen like a scary movie or something. And then that scarred me for like a couple years. But I don't really know. I can't really tell you why I wanted to sleep. I mean, it's probably because of the American air, you know. Instead of the West Indian air, the American air, you got to sleep with your parents. But yeah. But yeah.
But if we were born in like the countries our parents were from, do you think we would still have that freedom to sleep with our parents? Or it would still be like the
Like
same?
Georgia say, if you don't, it depends. No, you're not going to go in your parents' room. You got to be where you got to be.
That would still be intact?
You got to stay in
Yeah.
your quarters.
Oh man.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably the air.
Yeah.
It's the different air.
Probably is here because we do breed better here too.
Mhm.
We do.
Yeah.
In general.
Well, I have to tell you, well, you guys know, I mean, down there's no air conditioning.
Where?
Yeah, down in Montserrat, we didn't need air conditioning
Oh no.
because it
There's
was
always
always
a breeze.
breeze.
Yes.
It was natural air conditioning. You always got fresh air.
Of
You know,
course.
your windows are always open, and you know, the only thing you might need, you know, because I used to go all the time down in Dagenham and all them places, and all we needed was a net. You know, make sure mosquitoes don't get us. But as a tweener, I would say I'm tweener because I'm probably that different generation of first generation American. Is that, you know, I didn't go to sleep in my bed in the bed with my parents. That was not a. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That wasn't
All
a
right.
thing that I don't know if that was an, you know, American thing. I think you younger generation Americans, you know, y'all are just scary. everything frightens you. And we talk about that, and I don't know, you younger group, you I don't know. I don't think you can take as much hits, let's say, as we could. So I mean, can you speak to that? Do you feel that you have tough enough skin? Because
it depends on what you talk about.
I'm talking about. I mean, if we're gonna have a serious conversation, I mean, I think it's the fact that I think you guys are a little bit more sensitive, and the way I was, my mother. I mean, you had to have thick skin, and I think she did it on purpose to toughen me up. So when I had to go out in the real world, that I could cope with people, hitting me, and have some type of coating that it wouldn't penetrate inside. And I just feel that you guys, you're younger, you're still first generation, but you're younger, that you don't have that coating as much. Maybe it was our fault, but you don't have that coating. So the first bully, let's say, that comes to you, you can't handle it. You break down, and we got to send you the psychiatric help and all this kind of stupidness. Help me out. Is that consistent, moms? Is that consistent?
No, I agree to disagree. I mean,
okay.
Every household is different. You see, just like Mr. just say, when you're back home, your mom said, go to your room. You go to your room. You don't hang on in their room. So it's here. Sometimes we'll say, go, but then you'll go for a little bit, and then they come back, and you just don't say anything else. You just let them stay.
Yeah.
He still does that to this day.
I agree to this.
The thing about that, the American parents, they don't have the patience. It's just like if a child cry for cookies and you tell them no, and they keep crying, they push the cookies on them. In the different islands or different countries, if you tell your child no, you're not having cookie until after whatever is no. You could cry till kingdom come.
Yeah.
Not into you. That's the thing about it. So we teach them more tougher love than the way they teach them tough love, because they don't like to hear children cry.
Yeah.
And with my job, I always tell them, you have to let your child cry, because they know how to play you.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to play you. And if you give in to that, they're going to keep doing that. So when they get older, it's like you're not going to know how to control them, because you continue spoiling them so young that they don't understand the word no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Keith, you understand no?
Oh my gosh. I understand no, but that's the one thing about me. I always trying to find a loophole, no matter what it is. Even if I'm slightly wrong, I'm always trying to find a loophole. That's a blessing and a curse. That's all I gotta say about that. That's all I gotta say about that.
Rick, you understand no? Does no mean no to you?
To an extent.
I disagree.
Yes,
I disagree.
I understand now, but
what do your friend think?
I just don't like hearing the word. I sound so bratty, but I don't like hearing. It's like, why? If there's no, why not? Because I truly want to know why.
Because no means no.
Exactly. What do your friend think, Keithy?
Yeah, Dan, what are you? I don't even know how to ask him this.
I think
Am I what?
I figure out, how do I ask this? What was how do you ask that question? Oh, do you understand no? Like when your parents say no, do you understand it, or do you have to find a way to get what you want?
Like back then or like now?
Life.
No, I don't understand no. I'll find a way.
This
for
goes
whatever.
back to what I'm saying.
No, but I wouldn't.
Is it a Jamaican thing?
It probably is.
Yeah.
I understand no. Trust me, I understand no. But it's just like if I could see that it's possible, then I would try. But if I know if it's like definitely no, then I'm not gonna like I'm gonna be okay. But if I can see like a crack, I mean I guess you could say me doing that is equivalent to crying for what I want. Then you could say that, well, sure. But I'm not gonna like cry, oh no, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm just gonna I'll make a logical thing for it. I would try to make sure I would make it make sense so that when you say no, it means no, where it's like no as in maybe. You know what I mean? Because sometimes no means maybe, or it's just not right now.
Yeah.
So I want to know if it's
that's
no
how I see it.
or is it not right now.
The first time, okay, give you 5 minutes. Come back, then the answer might change. So
Right.
where is that?
That's what I'm saying. So I mean,
So what you guys do is you play on the inconsistency of your parents, correct?
not just parents. I do that in general. I need to make sure that it's no. It's like, okay, I can move on from it. Whereas it's like, say I ask somebody, are you okay? And they say no. They don't, I mean, not no. They say like, yes, like, but in actuality it's no type stuff. I want to make sure I could figure out that first before I move on to something. You know what I mean? I keep saying, you know what I mean, but you know what I mean. I'm just saying, like, I want to make sure something's definite before I agree with it.
Wow.
Well, I'll take that.
I remember when Keith was, I think, 4 years old.
I'm scared.
And I took him to Toys R Us. And I went there to get him a toy, something for his birthday, right? Without, he still kind of would notice it was for his birthday. And I remember Keith brought me something and I told him no. And you think that child would have a tantrum or nothing? And I said, Keith, no, you're not going to have it. And I said to him, money does not grow on tree. And I remember the look that Keith gave me, like, huh? He still couldn't figure out, like, is this woman dumb or something? What do you mean money doesn't grow on tree? And when I came back, I told his dad, and his dad did not believe me. And you know what he did? He took Keith to Toys R Us to see if what I was saying was true. So when he took him there, he went and he bought Keith a toy. And then Keith was playing with, the Legos that they have around there. The kids play with them before. And he said, Keith, let's go now. And he said Keith came to him without crying. Keith just put the toys down, and the other children that was there having a tantrum on the ground. And he said he was so embarrassed. He said, if that was my boy, man, I don't know, I would have killed him before I brought him home. Because so when he came back, he said to me, I was right. He did not cry for the toy. He just put it down and they left.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying.
Have to mean it when you said no. No means no. Don't come back 5 minutes. I'm not going to change my mind. Just no.
Right. Like it's like, it's not even like the word no. It's also like how you say it.
No.
So you could say no. You could say it soft, or you could say it like straight, like text, like word no. And then it's like there's no emotion to it. So that means it's like, okay, definitely no. You don't got to say like no. You don't got to do all that, because then I'll probably be able to get under you after that. Just say no as in like you straight to the point no. Or don't give me nothing to play with. You know what I mean? Yeah. I keep saying that.
let me throw this at you, Keith, though, because I mean, I hear what your mother's training was.
Right.
Did that training actually, and this is what we're talking about. Did that training actually form who you are right now as a 20-something-year-old? You're saying, Georgette is like, okay, this is what I laid down. This is what I instilled in you, that when someone or anyone, and this goes to even your relationships, when a female says, no, leave me alone, and the way guys are like, really, come on, come on. And we keep just hammering. And then all of a sudden it's okay.
Just let it go. Yeah.
Just do your thing. everything. Leave me alone.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just like give me a definite answer, and then it's like okay.
But my thing is, again, through your mother's training, do you adhere to that? Does when you go in your little way of, or your scheme of trying to, get around that no, does your mother's little voice pop in your head? No means no.
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. So it's how you apply that and when you apply that is important to, I'm talking to the younger generation now. That's important to you guys, that when you need to understand when is that, especially you guys, when a hard count no is and what it means.
Right.
Because if you don't recognize that, you could be getting yourself into something that you think you want it, and it's just not really there for you. You understand? Dane, you understand that? I'm preaching now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that training, it's good to hear that you said, and I'm sure Georgette will confirm it. It's good to hear you say that you do hear that voice in your head, because then what you got to do is say, okay, that's a dead end, and I got to go find an alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to go, whatever urge you have, is it to get that toy or whatever, you got to find another means to find, and it's something that we all recognize, is to find joy, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, right, Brett?
Yeah.
It's all about finding joy, getting your way, and making it happen, but in another sense, not pissing off your parents, and not being disobedient, let's say.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's sometimes, especially when I'm before, I don't know what age, but I would start. When did I ever start, like, I don't know if I remember this, but did I ever start having a little tantrums, Mom? Did I ever like do that at any age at all? I don't remember if I did.
Tantrums. Whoa. Not that I recall. I never see you had tantrums though.
Yeah, because that's once you like told me no, then I start to think of reasons why and why not. And that's basically what I'm like, why I would continue. If it's like there's more why, then I would ask again. If there's more why not, like why not to do it, then I would just I would understand and I'll leave it alone. So like if you said, like when you said the toys thing, you say, and then you said the money doesn't grow on trees. I guess I understood what that meant. I can't speak for myself at 4 years old, but I guess I understood what that meant. And so I was like, okay, that's a big why not compared to I can play with this toy and then get rid of it type stuff. So this, like the money doesn't go on trees, like not having the money for it is stronger than just having like a few days of playtime with the toy. So I was like, okay, yeah, it doesn't make sense to do it. That's probably how I was thinking, because that's the thing that makes sense to me the most right now. But that's how I think now. If it's like the whys outweigh the why nots, then I would ask again, or I'll try to find a way to do it. Whereas if it's like, don't do it, why not? So, okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. So I don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah, that's how I think.
Well, see, we didn't even have the option, us older folks, we didn't have the option to even say why. If you why, you're gonna get a back.
No, I don't ask why like verbally. I ask why like in my head. Like that's what's in my head that happens. Like I think of the reasons why and why not to, like, it's not like I'd be like, oh, why? And no, it's just like in my head, I'm thinking. And so that would either make me continue asking, or it's just like, I'm going to leave it alone.
You have the thing of saying why not.
What?
You have the mentality of saying why not.
Not anymore.
No, the why nots is like the why to not do it. And the whys is like, oh, why can't I do it? So she has the mentality of the whys.
Mentality of the why.
Yeah, that's
Why not? Yeah, yes, you do.
When I was young.
No, still, you still have it sometimes. If I
Oh
give you
my
it's an
God.
interest over here and I want to go over there. I said, no, you said, why not? So I'm sorry, no, why?
I can't hear what she's saying.
He's having a whole little private conversation. This is therapy.
okay.
Hey, is our volume down low?
No,
Yeah,
she's
because
just
I
it's that.
can't hear what your mom is saying.
It's that, but then she's also like making sure she's not saying it loud enough. So, you know.
Strategic. I like her.
Smart. But going off that logic and stuff, like going off that whole conversation and like what I said of the whys and why, what is some like what is some like sayings or like things that your parents left for you or give you to make you a better person? Like sayings of wisdom.
Yeah, one of them is the money don't grow on tree. If we don't have it, we just don't have it. So, we'll come back again. When they have it, they'll come around. But when they say no, it's no. We don't have it, and that's it.
Okay, so one saying is money doesn't grow on trees. Are there any sayings that like stuck with you and you used throughout your whole life, or like sayings that you just like make sense? Like any?
To me, it makes sense now that we have children.
Yeah.
Now we understand what our parents went through for us, and see how much some of our parents struggled. And it's like the thing about it is like we don't want to struggle in life with our children, but still sometimes you can't help it. It depends on what you get in life to do. But still, it's like you just try to push and motivate your child in a more better way than what you had back in the days with your family. But now we understand what our parents went through to put food on the table, roof over our heads. It's like money doesn't grow on trees, so they can't just go in the backyard and pick it, and then we give what you want. So you would experience it when you have your children. You will see how much, it just goes from generation to generation.
So that's a big one. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
I never had a money don't grow on tree thing, but I give you one. And I'm going through this now. And my father used to say it. And he said, once a man, twice a child.
Yeah.
Okay? And to you youngins, you have to understand the impact of that. I mean, when you're young, you don't get what that means. You don't understand it. You're like, but if you think about the cycle, I mean, these people they were so smart. When I was growing up, my father was the dumbest person in the world. And then all of a sudden he's gone. And now I'm like, this guy was a genius.
Yes.
And so that whole saying is basically, when you're a child, you need that nurturing, you need that thing, you need to learn, you need to listen, you need to understand, you need to absorb, you need to observe, you need to do all these things as a child, okay? And then you become a man, and then you got to implement all of that stuff that your parents, and this is perfect for what we're talking about, all of that stuff that your parents implanted in you, okay? And then all of a sudden, you have to be the one being taken care of again by your children, when they get older. I mean, my mom's 88 and I'm taking care of her now. We're washing her down. We take, we almost to the point where, in a few years, we might be cutting her food, and doing things like that as if she's a child.
Yeah.
But what is the Bible's? Oh, I hate. I'm my father's child. I'm quoting the Bible. Jesus. But you respect your parents. Because your days will be long. I'll break it up that way. So you have to right now is your turn to be a man and a woman. Now is your turn to step up, and all the things we taught you to implement that and take it and go out into the world and be successful and do whatever. And then when we get older, you need to come and take care of us.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna need you. We're gonna need you smart. We're gonna need you to be responsible. We're gonna need you bad. And I know for a fact in Georgette, from I don't know Jamaican style, I don't know, but from a take it back to a foreign thing, we do not put our people inside of no home unless it's really, really, really bad. We take care of our people, so we've trained you that you need to take care of us. You need to be a family, and family means that we have to watch each other's back. We have to, so that saying goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because we are all going to be a child, a man, and then a child again.
All right.
That's true.
And we all have to, and when that man piece comes, we have to be responsible in what we do. We have to not waste that time. Because my father always says, again, I got plenty of sayings. My father always says is work hard when you're young. Because you don't want to be working hard when you're old.
When you're older. Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, I was the youngest. I always stuck by my father. He just did nothing but plant information in my head. So, and and now I'm grateful that he did,
I'm glad that it actually turned out good and you actually fully understood what he was saying, whereas you just throw it away. So yeah.
Yeah, my father did a lot. He knew us, he took the time to know each one of us. And in his own little way, we may not have gotten, and then some of us didn't get it then, and getting it now, and as I said, it's probably years later. Brett and Keith and Dane, years later, you're gonna realize that your parents are actually smarter than
what you think.
Yeah.
Yep. So true. What do your friends think?
All right, so the two main sayings right now that I got is money doesn't grow on trees, and twice a child, once a man.
Once a man, twice a child.
Well, he put it the other way.
Backwards, man.
I mean, yeah.
You have to get it right.
Okay, once a man, twice a child. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. Any other sayings, like even small ones?
You understood what that means?
Do I understand? Oh yeah, once he said it, I already understood.
Okay.
I already understood, yeah. I just didn't want to cut him off because he was going through. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I got you. No, you got it.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah.
That is true though. One for everybody. That is true.
Yeah.
So is there any other sayings, like any small things, like something that you overthought and then once you repeat it to yourself besides those? It's like, oh, have you ever had an old moment besides those? Or do you not have it on your head?
Well, the thing about it, Keith, is I don't know about, but it was always serious moments. It was never, it was never, it was everything my parents ever did was always a learning moment. And good or bad, it was always
experience and learning.
Yeah, it was like cramming for an exam, and they always had there was no fun. There was no, hey, did you check out the game? There was, and again, maybe that's the foreign parents, but it was never anything fun. It was always, you gotta learn something. You gotta learn something. Here's a lesson. Here's a lesson. Church. Here's a lesson. Here's a lesson. And yeah, and I think American parents go about it a different way. And I would say that you guys, and Dane, you could tell me, I think you guys are more prepared for life, for the way we've trained you, because again, these things may hit you, but you're gonna hear our voice. You're definitely gonna hear our voice when you're in that situation, that heated moment. You're gonna hear our voice, and you're gonna say, "Okay, I remember this," and then you're gonna act. So you're gonna find yourself, when you guys get into the real corporate world or whatever you're doing, you're gonna find yourself being able to react quicker, and you're gonna feel like you really didn't have a childhood, because you always, but your childhood again was to what? Learn.
Yeah.
And our definition of childhood is absorbing, is intaking. It wasn't about, it was some fun in there, but it's fun that we had to make. It was not fun that our parents made.
All right.
Can you know what I'm talking about, Georgette?
Yeah.
That's true.
Big time. Because I remember when my mom loved to bake. I always wanted to learn how to bake, but it was my mistake, because I used to watch her cook. So then I learned how to cook. But when it comes down to the baking section, I tried to do my own thing, but it's still not perfect like my mom used to do it. So that's something that I always regret, is to not to watch her and learn how to bake. And that's why he how to learn to cook, so you won't have to, when you go on your own, you won't have to depend on nobody to wash your laundry, do these things for you, because then you learn how to do these things. And these are something that, like I said, when you go out there on your own and you don't have to hire somebody to come and clean your house or, do these things for you, you know how to do them because of what your parents taught you to do. And you should take things serious, because, it might be too late for you. And then you realize, oh man, I forget how to wash my shirt, how to iron my shirt, how to even boil an egg, things like that. So it's always good to learn from what your parents teach you, especially when you know that they're teaching you the right stuff.
All right. I'm going to go to the comments, and it says Elizabeth Piper Wade, aka Auntie Mon. And she said, one saying is, who can't hear will feel. It's not Auntie Man like what you was thinking, Uncle Derek, but yeah. But she said one saying is, who can't hear will feel. And that makes sense, because
that's true.
If you don't listen or take in what people are telling you, life will hit you 10 times harder, because you're not prepared for it. So that doesn't make sense.
Oh, that could mean too, if you're not listening to your parents, you're gonna get punished.
That too.
Here you're gonna feel, you're gonna be punished.
That's a good one. I heard that one.
That's a good one. That's another phrase too. That's true. That is so true. Wow.
Okay. No other sayings before I move on to the next question.
Your friend is still there?
I forget sometimes.
Excuse
me.
So I keep asking if he's there.
Has your mom or dad ever gave you any information, like a saying or like a quote that you can instill into your life now that you still have a lot of life to live now, but like, have they ever said like a saying that probably sounds a little goofy, but it makes sense a little bit?
Not sound goofy, but she used to just say, like, it was like something small, like, just listen, because I never used to really listen. So she always used to say, just listen. But now, like, now that I think about it, it's like a lot deeper than just listening to her for like that 1 second when she wants me to do something. Because now most of the time I just sit back and listen. Like, I listen a lot more than I talk, because I used to talk back a lot. So she always used to tell me, like, stop talking and listen to her. But now I just, instead of talking more, I just listen, and it works a lot better. But I never really thought about it back then. But now it's like a great trait to have because you learn a lot.
When you, oh shoot, we going? Yeah, I didn't know you.
That was
going.
it. That was it.
Oh, but yeah, no, the just listening part, yeah, that works because sometimes, especially when you're talking to someone you don't know, and they're trying to like say you're wrong or like try to give you information or anything, or just to not agree with you on something, you let them talk, and then they'll show you how they're wrong themselves without you having to respond to them all the time, and then say, "Oh, you're wrong." You can just let them talk, and then they'll catch on to themselves because the more they talk, the more they have. If they have nothing else to say, they're gonna tell you the truth. So, yeah.
Well, like my mother used to always say, you have one mouth and you have two ears. And if you listen to what she's saying, you have one mouth and two ears. What does that tell you?
You're asking us, or you?
No, I'm saying she used to tell us that all the time.
Yeah.
You think, and if what I'm saying to you, what does that say to you? You have one mouth and two ears. What does that refer to you? Like, do you understand what does that mean?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. If you're asking.
Oh,
us.
okay.
Yeah. I understand. You have two ears. You have more ears than a mouth, so your mouth shouldn't be moving as much as your ears are working. You're supposed to. You have two. Two is always majority of the time. Two is better than one, so you'd use two instead of one. I think I'm explaining this wrong, but but yeah, you have two ears, so you're built more to listen than to talk. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So yeah. That's what this platform is, though. This platform is kind of a contradiction to that because it's speak more, hear more. So it's like you hear more, like you know how people say speak less and hear more, like what how Dane was just saying, just listen. Yeah, you can do that, but not all the time because eventually you do that all the time, then that's how you get taken advantage of. Instead of speaking your mind at a specific time where it's beneficial to you, then you will just be taken advantage of and people will be walking all over you saying you do this and it'll be better for you, and then it ends up not being better for you or stuff like that. So sometimes if you have something to say or it's like a good, I want to say argument or like a good discussion topic or what's the word, begins with a C, I don't want to say comeback, but comeback, just something that will make the conversation be beneficial to where it helps you and the person instead of just the person telling you what to do and then you have to decide if it's good for you. So you just got to you can change somebody's mind if you speak, is what I'm trying to say.
Hey, let me.
Yeah, clean that up because that was pretty bad.
Listen, Dane, I think there is a contradiction to that, and again, going back to my father, when my father would walk in, and later when he retired, he became a reverend. He was an ordained minister, right. and he always commanded the room. He always commanded what was in the conversation. My mother would be Joe. That's what she's. Joe, shut up. Keep quiet. She was the typical West Indian, wife. But my father always dictated what the conversation was about.
Right.
And he would start the conversation and then he would sit back and deal with it. But he would dictate what the conversation. I think your younger generation, you have it in you. And I think that's what Britt talks about. Is she, that there's a power in that. But what they learned and what we need to learn and what your younger generation learn is there's a when and a where. It goes back to Ecclesiastics, there's a time and a place for everything. And so you have to learn when to command the room and when not to, when to instill your values in a conversation and when not to. And if you guys can can figure that out, you're going to be powerful. I mean, I raise money for a living. I I sell hope. So, you know, so you have to know, and you have to be passionate when you're talking about something. You have to truly believe in it, and you got to dive in it. And if you don't dive into your, if you're always passive and saying, oh, I'm not gonna say anything, I'm gonna let everybody, because I gotta let everybody else speak or whatever, they're gonna be talking about not your subject and not what you want to do. That's exactly. The little selfish piece. They're gonna be talking about what they want to do. And they're gonna tell you, you don't need to talk too much.
Exactly.
And that's what Keith, I believe, is saying about being taken advantage of. Being taken advantage of is that you're not talking about what's important to you. You're talking about somebody else's thing. You're not the leader now. You're a follower. You're the support. And I could see in this conversation that for the three of you to be even on this podcast and wanted to do it, it's a sign that you have leadership qualities. And that's why you want to talk. That's why you're on this talking, because you want to express your opinion and you believe your opinion matters. Therefore you need to talk it out, and you need to change, or you need to command the conversation. So I applaud you for that. But as parents and, again, West Indian culture and all that kind of stuff, it's a conflict. It's a conflict because we want you to think. But again, once a man, twice a child. You guys were children when you need to just shut up and listen and learn. Okay? Now you're adults where you need to talk. You need to command the room. And you need to take all that stuff that we taught you and command the room and be leaders, and don't be followers. That's the main thing. If we did you right, you're going to be the leader. You're going to be the leader of the group. No one is going to be able to influence you to do something wrong. Right. You always going to be the ones that are going to be the ones saying, hey, and we hope that you are not the ones to influence other people to do the wrong thing.
Exactly.
You see, because we put something good in you, something pure and sweet and should flourish into nice, big juicy fruit. Yeah. Your breadfruit, when it's good, it's really ripe and ready to go. That's it. Am I getting too much for this?
She said, uh-huh.
But yeah, just going off of that though, like that goes into like communication. Like people, that's the speak less and hear more thing. Like that's the going towards the comprehension part, whereas the communication part is important too, because I could say something that can help you and it can benefit you, and you can understand how I'm thinking about something. So if I tell you how I feel, then that can change the whole conversation as well. You might be going through life through a different way, and I say something that can help you, and then you might change your whole perspective on everything. Now, if I don't say something, and I have something to say, I'm definitely leading you down the wrong path, or I'm helping you go down because I'm not preventing you from hurting yourself. So it's like, yeah, you have to have communication and comprehension. You're supposed to talk to listen, not talk to be heard, and don't listen to not say anything. You know what? Like, so, yeah. But, yeah, so the thing though I don't like hearing though, as a West Indian American kid, is when I do that, when I try to like say something, I dislike hearing it's disrespect.
Facts.
That's the main thing that I would never understand. I mean, I understand it because what you said before, you're once a child or you're twice a child. So that first time you're a child, you're not supposed to say anything. You're supposed to listen. But I'm trying to figure out at what point, like what age or what point are you not a child anymore in your eyes?
Okay.
When is your child not a child anymore?
I'll give you this.
That's a
When
hard
you
one.
come to my house and you're not taking my money.
Okay.
Well, no, seriously, it has to do with it has to, we in America it's always age. It's always age. In the Caribbean, it's not about your age. You can be in the house until you're 40 or whatever. But it's about your maturity level. And when you're ready to get out there and in America is oh, you're 18, you're grown. Nah.
You're still not grown.
You're 18, you're still not got it. Now 18 in America now. 18 is the new America's catching up. It's 25 now. If you're 25, you should be mature enough to get out there and deal with it. So, that child into man stage could, for you, Keith, could be 25. So still, like when I talk to you and you and I have our conversations, sometimes I got to tell you, man, just shut up. You're not ready yet. I mean, let's be real. How many times have you heard me say that to you? Just shut up. Let me instill this in you. Let me put this in you. So that I know it's there, and then you can go and run with it. But if you try to talk now, and we only do this, and again, I hate to quote my mom. I hate this, but as she always says, is like, I'm doing it because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
And you may think that it's something that we disciplining you, or we're telling you to shut up, or we're telling you this, or we're telling you to listen. We're not doing to hurt you. We're doing it to love you. It's by love. It's by wanting you to be better. And if we, like you said, if we don't tell you and you go and mess up, we kick ourselves to say, I wish I would have said that to him, because I needed to say that to him, or I needed to say that to her, and I didn't, and then they made that mistake, because we don't like to see you make mistakes that we made and do it again, even though you may do it, but we don't like to see those mistakes. So when that line is, it all depends on the child. It could be, I told my kids, I said, when you get out of my house, when you're totally independent and you can survive on your own, that's when you can talk to me like a man. Mm-hmm. That's when we can have one-on-one conversations. But until then, you're still my son. Some Caribbean parents, you're never, ever, ever gonna have an adult-to-adult conversation. It's never gonna happen, because some, Caribbean parents, they always feel that you're always beneath them.
Still a child.
Yeah, you're always a child. Yes, you always my child. I have the
girl, I could take you out.
yeah. I have those I'm 50 something. I have those conversations with my mom. My mom thinks like, I said, Mom, I'm a grown man.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The way we see it is like, no matter how old you get, you still our babies. That's the way we see it. I bring you in this world, I could take you out. That's
yeah.
I never understood that saying, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But let me see.
But Keith, that's what it is. Is some, again, me as a first generation American, I learned how to let it go. Georgette's telling you she's not gonna let you go. You're always gonna be her baby. No matter, you could be 60 and you're always her baby.
Right.
Mama, you said this. I see you shaking your head. Are you with me?
No, especially for a woman. The woman, that's the way we're gonna say it. For a man, they will say, "Oh, he's a grown man, let him go." But for us as a woman, we know what we went through to carry you for 9 months. And we know what we went through to carry. If some people even carry for 8 months, so they know the hard and the struggle that we go through to bring you guys to be in this world to be healthy and strong. So that's why we always more have a say than the men's side. The woman.
I think I understood what you said. What you said, it kind of different.
Huh?
I think you. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I understand what you said. Were you trying to also say that you would more see us as a baby more than the men because you carry us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're babies because we carry you.
Yeah.
Carry you, so they know what the feeling is like. They just know that child.
Yeah, but you have to let go sometimes. You have to let go. No. Once a man, twice a child.
No, we do let go. We do let go. But the thing about it is like, you're still our babies. We do let go. We let you live your life. But the way we have it is like, you're still our baby. So no matter how old you get, you're still our
baby. You contradicted yourself.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you technically, you kind of didn't let go if you still see me as a baby.
You just contradicted yourself.
As a baby, I'm just saying, that's the way, as women, as mothers, that's the way we see it. That's the way we feel it. It's not that we're saying that you are a baby, but we're gonna always say that's the way who you are. But we don't see you as babies. That's the way we feel because we are the one that carry you for 9 months.
Yes, and we need a key to the apartment, so we come in anytime.
Oh man.
But we let go because I accept Keith as like I always said to him, no, you're a grown man, you're 21 now. But you're not gonna disrespect me. That's the thing about it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we're not saying. I don't think he's saying about disrespect. Is whether or not are you going to respect him? You know, are you going to respect him as a man versus him disrespecting you? You know, I tell you, I got a good example here. Is you know, and I was telling you about my kids. Is like, you know, both of them graduated from college. They're both working. They both have their homes, so on and so forth. And so now, and this, I guess this is the American thing. We're more of trying to develop a relationship as sort of kind of friends versus
parent and a parent.
You know, that parent thing. Now, I think that's more healthier as adults for me to see them as equals. And I think this is that's where we fell down. My parents fell down. They never saw me as an equal to them, you know, as in my man state. You know, they never let that child part go. So it was never okay, you're a man and we're equal now. And I think, Georgette, you might be saying the same thing, that, you know, he will always be my child. He will never be equal to me, never ever. And I think that's where that whole West Indian philosophy falls down. You know, you have to respect, you have to have confidence that during that child state that they were in, that you instilled enough in them that they could be a respectable adult, and you can treat them as equals, as peer to peer. And you will have that period of time where both of you are men. Because then there's going to be that time, again, where I'm in right now with my mom, that she goes back to the child state and I'm still a man, you know? And you and Keith are entering that period of time where he's going to be a man and you're a woman here, and you're going to be equal. But you always say you always know it's never going to be an equal. Britt, do you feel that same way, that your mom is going to feel like you never...
Why she turn her head?
Be equal?
Sorta, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's an important, and I tell you that if we're talking about the differences, between an American style and a Caribbean style, or West Indian style, that's a big difference right there.
Right.
Because I've seen American kids talk to their parents in a way that I'm like, what?
Amen.
You know, I mean, they would tell their mother, shut up. They tell their mother, shut up, not the other way around. They're like, shut up, take me to my thing. You're late. You know, I'm like,
Man.
what?
Man, he is not lying.
Yeah, so there's some extremes there.
I'm not gonna be best friend with Keith. Keith and I don't have that best friend. We're gonna be mother and son. That's the way I see it. Because some of them have this connection with their parents, like, oh, my mother and I are best friends. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, once you say that, it's like, once you're so close and then your mother starts telling you this thing, you start getting out of control, trying to disrespect your mother. Like, you don't see your mother as your mother, you see your mother as a friend.
No, that's not what he's saying. He's going off what I said about speaking up, not being disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to start speaking my mind towards you, it's not like a disrespectful way, but like, okay, you say do this, and I was like, okay, maybe I can do it this way. I tell you that, you say, no, do this, but I'm like 30 something, and it's like, I'm old enough so I can do this and make the mistake on my own. Where I'm not trying to explain it like that, but I'm saying, like, when can I ever speak my mind to you and it won't be considered as disrespect? That's what I'm trying to ask you.
I know.
So, like,
what
will that ever happen? Will I ever get to a point where it's like I talk to you, not like how you talk to me, like regards like do this, do that, like no, but like I talk to you like friends, like I talk to like, oh, like how I usually call you, you know, by your name. I can say you can technically, yeah, we're already in that stage, I guess, because you know I know I could talk to you and you could talk to me and all that stuff. Yeah. But I'm saying like
so So I said I know I have respect for you, even if you say that, even though you call me by my name, sometimes you like caught me off guard. So I don't even get mad about it. So it's like,
yeah,
I know it's just that you do that sometimes and it's funny.
Yeah, so you're agreeing with the fact that there's some point. She's agreeing with
the fact. Hold on. It's not the fact that she respects that. It's the fact that she thinks you're a joke when you say that.
Oh, man.
She said you're funny. She's like, yeah, this kid's funny.
Okay.
I don't feel like he disrespecting me when he called me by my name. Sometimes he just caught me off guard and I think it's funny, but I know he respect me. That's the thing about it.
That's what he's trying to say. I mean, it's not a therapy session or anything like that, but you know, that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say, and again, I think this is appropriate because there's the American way, and then there's the Caribbean way, there's the West Indian way, there's the foreign way, you know. And the foreign way is, again, you never, ever, 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 ever gonna be my peer. You're never, ever gonna be my peer. You're always gonna be my underling. You're always gonna be a Padawan.
Padawan means someone that's training under you.
Oh,
it's from a movie thing.
Yeah. So but we need to understand that they grow up and they have opinion and they need to express themselves. Otherwise, and they need to tell us the truth. They should not always feel like they always got to walk on pins and needles when they talk to us. They got to criticize us. They got to be able to say, again, I work with kids and da, da, da. I mean, I could go on and tell you how I learned all this stuff. But if they don't feel that they can say, it actually takes away some of their self-worth. Right. You know, and like one might hear, if anybody, and that could carry to the boardroom. I've been in boardrooms where I was, 29, 30, and there are guys that were 50, and I had to tell them what to do. So is that, under the guise of always, I got a parent that, and so on and so forth. I'm have to supervise 50-year-olds, and do it in a way that is respectful. But then again, they had to respect me.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I had some people, especially females. I had some ladies that were 55, going on 60, almost ready to retire, that would just out and out, never mind my blackness. Let's not even talk about that. But out and out would just not even, would not even respect me.
You try to help them with something, and say, oh no, I didn't. Yeah, that's
you wouldn't even get the respect. So if I didn't have it, or if say Keith always feels like he's never peer-to-peer with you, he's not going to be able to take the experience that you two have out into the workforce and be able to supervise older people, because he's always going to feel like, well, my mom taught me that I need to always be respectful to older people or her or whatever, in a way that I can't. So you're always tippy-toeing around trying to, this person's messing up something, and you gotta just, you can't just
way not to be rude.
Hey, you're messing up. You gotta say, well, you know what, blah blah blah. And you might just go do it yourself without having to go try to discipline this person because you feel you're being disrespectful. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Yeah, it's a line that you have to, as parents, and when you guys become parents, you have to understand that your child becomes a man one day, and you will be peer to peer at one point in time, and you need to say, hey, I respect your opinion, I take your criticism, and we can move on and go forward. Keith is not there yet. I'm just trying. Keith still needs some thumping sometimes,
Oh my gosh.
But he's gonna get that. I always tell him that he's a very, very smart guy. He's on his way to adulthood. He's starting to recognize that his actions have consequences, and he's starting to understand that that what truly matters to become an adult and what that means. So I give Keith months, maybe a couple of years, and then he's going to be an excellent young man out there that will be able to help others. This forum that he has right here is so important to his maturation process. To want to share our experiences with other people is a big deal. So, and for you two, Dane and Britt, for you to be on, that's even showing that you have the maturity level. And for us older folks, we need to respect that. and say they might still be here, but soon they're going to be here. And soon we're going to have to respect them for what they know, and respect their opinion, and respect the fact that they can criticize us and say, hey, I love your parenting style, but, I wish you would have done this. And we need to eat it and say, okay, I can respect that. Georgette.
No, but I have an example of, I guess, me thinking the way of not having. There was one. You remember? Was it? I don't remember when it was, but remember when I asked you something, and I was like, I don't know if I want to ask you because you might say no. And he was like, you don't know me. And I was like, Okay, because one thing is like I never usually ask for stuff because I just don't like asking for stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But like but it's not even just like hear no. It's just like say if I ask for something that I would assume that you think is disappointing, then I probably won't ask you. If you don't even have to tell me that it's disappointing or tell me, I just go by how I know you act, like how you are. I would assume that I can't do this because you'll see me different. And so that's why I would either not ask or I would find a way, to make it so it's like it's less bad. And so when she told me that, I was just okay. So that just like kind of, I don't know if, because it was small. I don't know if I want to call it a small impact, but like not a small impact, but a small hit, but like medium sized small hit. But it was a big impact because now it's like I can ask for stuff without like thing. So thank you.
My pleasure. Anytime you want to come talk, it's no problem. I always listen to you. Sometimes I might not like what you think, but
right. So there you go. That's what we're talking about. You agree to that? We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some parents don't agree that. Some parents would say, "I can't talk to the kid can't talk to them like that because they see it as disrespectful and they don't know what they're talking about." But you understand that you just what you do, you do what you don't say. You say, "Oh, I'm your child and stuff," but we can be friends in a way. Like you portray friendship by telling other people that we're not friends. It's weird. You portray friendship to me by telling other people we're not friends. It's weird, but it's whatever. As long as it's not happening to me and you, we can still stay the same. That's fine. But yeah, but to liven up the mood a little bit, because we got a little serious and stuff.
Is your friend still there? Or he's sleeping?
Yeah, he's sleeping. No, I'm joking. He's right there. But to liven up the mood a little bit, let's talk about the difference in holiday meanings in West Indians and Americans. What like holidays like St. Patrick's Day or like Thanksgiving or Christmas, or I don't know if there's any other holidays that Jamaicans or Mushroomers have that I don't know about, but just holidays and their meanings and the difference between the ones that are celebrated here. So who wants to go first? Let's start off with St. Patrick's Day. What's the meaning for St. Patrick's Day in Montserrat?
We don't have that.
She said.
Okay, so Jamaica doesn't have that. Montserrat, what's the meaning of celebration of St. Patrick's Day?
Our culture, and we celebrate it, and everybody get together, and we try and bring all our culture food together and celebrate it, and we do our culture singing, culture dance, like masquerade and stuff like that, and just have a party. They drink beer until they get drunk.
Venerine Bradshaw said no peer to peer, no matter how grown you are in my eyes. She totally disagree with you, Uncle Derek.
What?
You told me.
She said that basically that would never happen. There's no this.
That's the island.
Well, that's what I said. That's exactly. I mean, that's exactly what I said. That's the difference. That's the difference. I mean, that's what we're talking about, right? The difference between American culture and West Indian culture. West Indian culture is never ever gonna happen. But we need to adjust. That's all I'm saying is we need. Otherwise, our kids will never ever ever. Again, I'm 50 something, and I'm always feeling that I'm never ever hit that one-on-one with my mom, and I'm doing all of this and all that, and I've accomplished every last single thing you can think of in the world, and I never feel that I don't get that due of being the child that she has raised me to be, because it's never enough. I'm never seen as an equal. I'm never seen as a grown man. I'm always a child, and you get tired of that. That's all. So I'm only taking my experience, and I said, if anything I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut that out as a cancer, a culture cancer. I'm gonna cut that out, and I'm gonna see how it works with my kids. And it actually has worked, because but that peer-to-peer comes with responsibility. Keep in mind, I said, when my kids, are off the dole, they're no longer accepting money from me. They're no longer living under my roof. They're out there and they got their education, and they have to match what I'm doing. And when they've done that at a young age, and now I'm like, okay, I can see you as a man, and you're not my little kid anymore. You're a man, and yes, I'm your father still, but I can respect you, and I can respect your opinion of me.
But yeah.
I'm sorry. We went back to
oh no, you're good because you're responding. You're good because it was a response, so it makes sense. But yes, Jamaica doesn't have St. Patrick's Day celebrations.
That I recall. You'd have to call somebody up to find out.
We have it because we're under England, because we're not independent. We're not an independent country.
Okay.
So that's why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, like the English. I think Jamaican is an independent. They're on their own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not independent, so that's what happens.
Yeah, but for Jamaica, how many people are in Jamaica? How many people in Jamaica? Montserrat only has like 5,000 people there now, right?
So they say. I sure that he called them.
Yeah, Montserrat is not even a small town here in America,
Yeah, it's like Dorchester.
Yeah, you got 5,000 people. But the difference between, and I know that everything I hear about monstrations, I'm here in the DC area, but when you're in DC and people talk about monstrations, the one thing they always talk about, they're very smart people. So.
Oh God, we are very simple. We just that we don't get the support to be smart people. That's the thing. We're smart, loving people.
Only her. Everybody at my job, I explained Montserrat to. I look like, how people go to China and stuff like that, and everybody's like, oh, all the Chinese people coming to you, all this stuff. Or like any foreign country, you get looked at as something that they never seen before. When I talk about Montserrat, they look at me like I'm speaking a different language.
They don't know anything about Montserrat.
There was only one person that came to my job that actually knew what Montserrat was. And then they didn't say it right. So I was like, okay, that's close enough. But Montserrat is too small. It's too small.
Yeah, but think about Montserrat. If we're gonna go talk about that, think about Montserrat when Montserrat was in his heyday. Now I gotta talk up the country. Montserrat had the radio station. Montserrat had the Paul McCartney would record there. We had when I was down there in my early years, we had a cottage right next to the police. The police, the band, the police, Sting. Remember Sting would go down there?
Yeah. Boy George.
What's his name? Paul George.
You said Paul George.
Paul George?
I'm sorry.
No.
I apologize.
Boy George and
what's his name? Paul McCartney.
Yes.
You were saying Boy George.
Boy George too. And what's his name? Stevie Wonder was down there. So for a small country, I remember this was before Hugo.
Yes.
In '89. We had cable. We had cable before I had cable here in this country here. You know what I mean? So for for a very small country, it was a very rich country. There were a lot of big houses and stuff on the island. And I think at that time, Georgia, help me out. I think there was 10,000 people on the island.
12,000.
12,000.
Yeah.
So for an island of 12,000, there is no way we could have been independent to support us from a full economic standpoint. And that's why we did not go through independence and all like Jamaica, because I think Jamaica has to have at least 250,000 people on the island, something like that.
A bigger country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked on Google Maps and Jamaica is like 15 Montserrats.
Yeah. Yeah. Even some countries, you got to realize Antigua had joined with what, Barbuda?
Yes.
Yes, and Nevis had to join with St. Kitts.
Yes. So that's how it doesn't really hear about Montserrat, because Montserrat is not joined and a small island. So that's that. But the thing about Montserrat is that these countries might be bigger, but Montserrat was the most safe up to now. It's like you could still live on lock, even though I don't really like doing it when I go there. But you can leave your door on lock and go. You can't do this up in America or Antigua or Jamaica. You could do that in Montserrat.
I was shocked when we went up there and you told me that you can leave the door unlocked. And I was like, oh wow. In America, we would have came back and everything would have been gone except for the sink.
Right.
Yeah. Jamaica too.
Yeah.
Jamaica safe?
No. I'm saying everything would have been gone.
Yeah. I just looked it up. The population of Jamaica today is 2.997 million people on Jamaica.
What?
Oh.
Everything.
Yeah.
Big place. It's a big place.
But yeah.
So you're talking 5,000 people versus 2.9 million.
They just heads.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
When you really think about it, that's actually really crazy. That's why everybody in Montserrat knows each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So take this. The population of the Bahamas is 389,000. The population of Barbados is 287,000. The population of St. Lucia is 182,000.
How much does Trinidad have?
Because I think Montserrat is bigger than Nevis too. I think Montserrat is bigger than Nevis, but not St. Kitts. But Montserrat is bigger than Nevis. Because Nevis still is a smaller island, they said, comparing to Montserrat. But it's just that you get to know Nevis because of St. Kitts.
The population of Nevis is 11,000.
Right. So they're small.
They're small. No, well, they were smaller when Montserrat had the whole Montserrat. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they had the whole Montserrat, but things happen.
And if you combine St. Kitts and Nevis, it's 53,000.
Okay.
But Jamaica's not small. 2 mil.
No, it's not small.
That's too much. That's a big place. But yeah, I was gonna say let's all go to Montserrat and Jamaica in the next 5 years. No, I'm joking. Or am I? But yeah, though. So does Jamaica have any special holidays since they're independent? Do they have any special holidays by themselves?
We do Christmas, we do like Labor Day, and Easter is big too.
The bun and cheese.
Well, we have that. We have that in Montserrat too. We have the Labor Day and Easter.
Easter, yeah.
I only went down there for Christmas, so I don't know what anything is like. When is Montserrat Carnival?
Good Friday is a big deal in Jamaica, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole Easter, Good Friday,
and the New Year.
Can I hear her and Brit?
Speak up.
It's like
Easter, Good Friday. Yeah.
we cannot hear her.
She said the New Year's, Easter, and Good Friday.
Yeah.
The Labor Day too?
Yes, Labor Day, everybody do a little stuff. Everybody go out and help. Like, say, if a elderly or some building is, need to be repaired or they're put together and everybody will chip in and go.
No.
Oh, so Labor Day, everybody's nice to each other.
Yeah.
So what's this thing about? I'm looking online. What's this thing about Ash Wednesday? What's that?
Oh, isn't that like when
It's the same they do up here. When you go to the thing and get your ashes.
Isn't that like 3 months from something? Easter?
February. Ash Wednesday, first day of Lent.
Yeah. When is Lent? After, is it before Easter or after? Mom.
I'm sure.
I think it's before.
I remember hearing about it. I just don't remember it too much. But I remember it's like a month. Or is it 40 days or something? I don't remember. It's something. It's something. But Venerine said, Montserrat the best, the people's island. Yeah, but we have a peace of mind in Montserrat. Never mind, we are 39.6 square miles in a population little than 5,000. So yeah, she's just saying that Montserrat the best. I believe it too.
Yep.
But I think Jamaica's the best.
Well, everybody's gonna say their country is the best. But the thing about Montserrat is like it's a more safer environment. It's a more friendlier environment. It's like right now, if you had lost a cell phone or you lost a child in Montserrat, and the first thing they would do, like if they have like a carnival session and children wander around by themselves, you could let your child run around by themselves. And when time to go home and the child cannot find their parents, someone will bring that child on the stage and they will say, come and get your child. So we don't do like kidnapping and all these things. Children can run free. That's the thing about Montserrat. It's a safe country. It might not be a big country, but it's a safe, beautiful country. And like I said, you drop your cell phone down there. I always tell that to Keith. Next thing, people call into Radio Montserrat. Someone lost their cell phone. Someone lost their wallet because we turn it in. That's the good thing about Montserrat. So it might not have all the populations and all the activities like Jamaica has or other islands have. But when you come to Montserrat, you're safe. And that's the good thing about Montserrat. You're safe.
You can go outside butt naked and not get arrested.
No,
What?
But I gotta say, Georgette, I gotta say, at least when I was down there last year, you're absolutely right, because I would be walking the streets all after the parties and everything, and people would want me to jump on the back of their pickup truck and take me home and stuff like that.
And they're taking you home. They're not taking you somewhere else.
Yeah. So you're right.
That's the thing about Montserrat. It's a safer place. I remember when Keith was, how old were you, Keith? The first time we had wet, but it was 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we went to the carnival and I told Keith he could run around with the children, nothing gonna happen. So he was running around with the children, but once they got behind these sheds to hide and seek, Keith not going behind there. Keith came back and I was like, what happened? He said the children went in the back and they were hiding. So he wasn't comfortable because he's not used to that. So I said,
I wasn't going back there. I don't know them. I don't know them.
So I told him he was safe. So the next time we went out, he was comfortable, running behind there with them. And then when everything finished, he knew where to meet me. So that's the thing about it.
Yeah,
it's a safe country.
I got a Jamaican question. If you're in Jamaica, right, and you're and you say you're American, I mean, it goes to what we're saying too. If you're an American and you're say you're in one of the resorts, but if you say you want to venture outside of the resort area, are you safe for those? No.
Well, to be honest, I'll say it depends. So far I haven't had any problems with where I'm from. I can't speak for the others. I've done bad things. I've heard bad things about, but for most part, people are there and they're safe. People go there and they go from the resort to wherever they need to go. They may have special transportation from the hotel to take them where they want to go, but for the most part, yeah,
Yeah.
we're safe.
Well, see, that's if I was in Kingston for a second and I said, hey, I want to go check out the Montego Bay or something, I could not just, and I had a rental car or something like that, and I just go over there, and nightfall comes, I can make it back to Kingston with no problem.
Yeah, I would assume. I mean, I'm not from Kingston, so I can't speak about it. You know, I've heard bad things about Kingston, yes, which I don't know because I've never been there. Maybe one time, but
Oh, really? Okay.
So you know where to stay away from.
not no. No, I would know where to stay away from because I don't go to Kingston. I've never
Where's
been
you
there.
from Montego Bay? Is Montego Bay a safe
So-
place?
Everywhere of their little, craziness goes on. So I would say Montego Bay probably have their craziness going on too. So it's a little bit of every parish, maybe.
Right.
Say.
Well, that's what Georgette was saying about Montserrat, though, is that there's really not much craziness going on at all. I mean, you might have a few drunks down at the bottom of the corner, especially for me. I know I had a few drunks come up to me and say, and all they would do is be like, just want to come and try to wrestle me and have fun with me. And I'm like, come on, man, chill out, relax yourself, But other than that, because it's so small, everybody knows everybody's family.
Yeah, that's the big problem too.
That's the problem. That's another problem. And you probably family with somebody that who's trying to mess with you. It's probably your cousin, your third or fourth cousin. You know what I mean? It's kind of the island's so small. Everybody's family.
Oh, you're from such and such?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all the time.
There's good and bad and all that, being a very, very small country. But for such a small country of 10,000, 12,000 in the max, I believe Mustrations have made a big impact in this world, there's some very famous folks out there that that I know are a part of some big groups and big think tanks and stuff like that that are from there. So even I think even Montserrat, just not too long ago, our soccer club, because again I'm into soccer, our soccer club is doing well.
Doing good, yeah.
So just imagine 5,000 people and you can find 12 good soccer players. that means something. That's above and beyond.
Montserrat is a paradise. It's a paradise.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
what I can say we could take from this episode is love your parents and parents love your children. Respect your parents and parents respect your children. And love your island. You don't have to love America. You don't have to. Nobody tell you to. But always love your island. Even if nobody likes talking good about it and you like it, don't let nobody shame you about it. But yeah. And this was a great informational podcast. We learned a lot. A lot of people might have think differently from this. That's why I like making it, because you can gain different perspectives. But yeah, this was a good episode. I'm closing out because it's 11 o'clock and this was pretty long. So
it is?
Yeah.
Wow. I realize it.
We had good conversation, so time flies. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming to watch. Well, how many people watching? Oh, everybody left. But appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody coming to watch. And yeah, next episode, next Saturday, 9:00. Topic's a secret, so for now. But yeah. Thank you. And